Game 3 of day 1, the Rustler Classic Volleyball Invitational. LCCC coming tomorrow. Northwest College has played twice. They're gone home. And Colorado Northwestern playing the second game of the season after they played their first one about a little over 2 hours ago. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle, as the Rustlers evening up their record with a 4-set win over Northwest College this morning, taking on the 0-1 Colorado Northwestern Spartans after they were beaten in 3 by Northwest College. So 5-5 versus 0-1. And we get ready for the second game of the day for both of these two teams.
Yeah, interesting though. It was a sweep, but the games were fairly close, really, between the two teams. The Northwest battle, which I think that was a battle for our broadcasters. Two teams that are both called Northwest in their title.
Right, exactly, and that definitely tough. And then they wear the same colors pretty much on the same occasion as well. Central back out in their orange uniforms that they played in this morning. Colorado Northwestern out of Rangeley, Colorado, in some charcoal gray with red numbers and white trim. And we'll talk about Coach Ashley Bryant's team coming up here in just a few moments. This is your Rustler Report, and we'll give that to you real quick. We'll take a break, come back, talk about the teams, give you starting lineups, and play some volleyball. But the Rustler Report, men's and women's basketball, they are at home. Unfortunately, they were due to play at College of Southern Idaho in Twin Falls against California Christian today and College of Southern Idaho tomorrow. But a couple of positives, I believe, in our women's basketball program and preventative maintenance on the men's team, as they were on the same buses together last week when perhaps this all began.
And you wonder if that's something may change, where you may not go on the same buses, like you try to put something. Of course, at the same time, if they all eat together, it's sort of like
right. Yeah, it's a lot of things. So neither CWC basketball team making the trip to Twin Falls. So they're going to lose those 2 games for the women. It's their 3rd game of the season they will have had taken away from them. For the men, their 1st and 2nd game that they will have had taken away from them.
Yeah, a good yardstick type of contest, I think, for the men in particular over there, I believe, had they been able to play.
Definitely against the nationally ranked College of Southern Idaho. And let's see what else is going on. The volleyball team will play twice tomorrow. They'll play at 9 and then again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Those games will not be on 88.1. They will only be on RustlerAthletics.com and on Spectrum Cable Channel 189. So those are your activities for the Rustler Report. We'll come back. We'll get you starting lineups, talk about the visitors a little bit here, as Ashley Bryant in her 6th season is also the assistant athletic director in Rangeley. We'll talk about that team, and we'll talk about your orange and black next. This is your pregame show on 88.1. Rustler Volleyball coming up. Four minutes away from the first serve of Central and Colorado Northwestern, and the visitors out of Rangeley, Colorado, they went 5-18 a year ago. This is their 2nd match of the season. They are under the direction of Ashley Bryant in her 6th season. She's also an assistant athletic director, and I would have liked to have visited with her. I sent out an email and unfortunately didn't get a response. I think they were pretty much on the road by that time, and then was going to go talk to her right before this match, and that's right when her team took the floor that she had to go throw the balls and everything. So I didn't actually get a chance to talk to her, but would have been interesting to see, because She is kind of a Florida person and then ends up at Rangeley, Colorado. And she was a libero when she played at the Florida Institute of Technology. And like I said, it just would have been kind of interesting to see the path that led her to the mountains of Colorado on the western side.
I think it was probably Dinosaur National Monument, which I always try to plug when it's there. In fact, they've got 2 players from Vernal, and Dinosaur National Monument on one end comes close to Rangeley, Colorado, and on the other end it's close to Vernal, Utah. So I talked to one of the Vernalites earlier, in fact.
5 returners on this team. One of them is Peanut Dryden. All 4'11" of her. She's the leading digger back on this team at 3 digs per set, 246 on the season. Interesting enough, her dad was a world champion power lifter and strength and conditioning specialist. And Peanut at 4'11". I did not have a chance to find out if Peanut, in fact, is her real name or not. So just before you ask me.
I will ask you anyhow later.
Just before you ask me that question. They also returned Braden Peters, number 2 in digs on this team, and had 17 aces to lead the team last year. Izzy Still was their leading setter back. And then Alexis Steinbar played in 22 matches with 57 kills, and she's coming off shoulder surgery. And then Morgan Reynolds, we talked about her previously in our other game. 2-sport athlete for the Colorado Northwestern Spartans, playing outfield for the softball team and then volleyball for the Spartans on this court.
You know, Colorado Northwestern has a baseball team. In fact, they're down in Arizona, I think, practicing right now.
They're one of their players took a hard shot last game, and that was Aaliyah Hernandez, 5'9" freshman out of Greeley. Kind of took a shot to the face, and I believe came back and played. I think they switched out her jersey, kept the number, but I think it looked like they had 2 liberos because she played with a different color jersey. But interesting to see if she comes back to play in this one after taking that hard shot in the previous match.
I think at first she wasn't even going to come out, if I'm not mistaken. So, but
and that's what you expect out of a defensive specialist and libero, don't you think?
Well, if you look closely at our libero, Peyton, well, she's not the libero in this match, but she had a black eye all this week from taking one in the face. And well, our sitter took one in the face last week as well, and got an ace out of it as
yes,
Sophie put it across.
Scored off of her face.
And was recruited by the soccer team immediately thereafter. So
Central will put Alondra Hernandez in the libero jersey. Darshea Gallard, her 4th season as the head coach of the Rustlers. Most successful season of her tenure last year when this team went 14-18, and that's kind of weird to say most successful season when you were 14-18, but it really was. And it also...
Look what Rangeley's going to be doing this year, too, with their women's basketball team. They're more successful than they were last year. In fact,
at 2-1.
They got rid of a couple of coaches, in fact, Rangeley did last year, and one would be in their women's basketball program.
Yeah, Nathan Terran still there as the men's basketball coach. We saw him earlier this week as the teams come out for introductions. Central 3-1 over Powell this morning, Northwest College from Powell. And outkilled them 39-36. Sage Burnson and Mackenzie Templeton, who are the 2 team leaders in kills, they did it again, 10 apiece for them in that match. Given the starting, well, the entire lineup.
Number 6, Isabella Stein. Number 7, Alexis Steinbar. I think I said number 7. Number 8, Savannah Cashier. Number 10, Abigail Sprague. Number 12, Ellie Hartman.
Ellie Hartman is who I talked to about Dinosaur National Monument.
Number 21, Emily Badger.
Again, Ashley Bryant, the head coach of Colorado Northwestern. For the ladies in orange, their starting setter, number 1 is Sophie Langer. Number 2 is Alex Lee. Sage Burnson of Highland, Utah, number 3. Ava Rasmussen of South Jordan, Utah, number 4. Ashlyn Ibaugh from Buffalo, Wyoming, number 5. Mary Moyle, number 6. Number 7, Jordan Flibbins. Number 8 is Ashley Steffen, local kid from Shoshone. Kenzie Templeton from Highland, Utah. Number 9, Anna Maria Dorelia, a 5'10 freshman from Serbia, number 10. Caitlin Lacasio, a 5'7 freshman from Littleton. Alondra Hernandez, the libero. Marley Albrecht, 6'1 freshman from Sandy, Utah. Peyton Williams, I have her listed at 5 foot, but she's obviously not 5 foot. She's much taller than that.
Peyton is 5'9".
There you go. And Missy Mortensen, 6-foot freshman. And Haley Isom, a 6'2 freshman. So those are your ladies.
This wave
orange.
is something I haven't gotten used to yet, really, this wave to the other team. The old bon voyage.
And especially after the match when everybody kind of starts taking steps towards the midcourt and then like, oh yeah, and they give the wave. And some of them wave, some of them aren't there, some of them are halfway back to the locker room, and that's just the nature of the COVID consistencies. 4 o'clock at KCWC FM Riverton. I'm John Gabrielson alongside Joel Kindle, the instructor of radio broadcasting at CWC, and our new media students switched up places a little bit. Newmark Rika Franca is our director, while Wyatt Barichka and Riley Bouillon are manning the cameras here at the top of the gym with us. And they will be doing some play-by-play with Joel tomorrow. They'll boot me out of the broadcast booth. Savannah Kazer, also Claudia Schuurmans from Amsterdam, Netherlands, 5'11", starting. Peanut Dryden is the libero.
What was the original name of New York City? New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam, I was about to say that. Emily Badger is out there, and Isabel Style or Isabel Still. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to talk to the coach, so I apologize for that in advance. She's a 5'8"
the Badger State
sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona. Spartans will serve first, and they'll serve it deep and out. And that's how this one will start. 1-0 Central. A little more crowd trickling in. Not going to be a very big crowd anyway, just because of COVID regulations, but 4 o'clock on a Friday going to hamper our crowd size anyway. Half of my family is in the building, however, as my daughter is 2 rows up on the other side.
She's 50% of Section A, I think.
Outside Templeton, blocked and out of bounds, and Kenzie will start where she picks up the Highland, Utah freshman. And Ava Rasmussen will serve it up. 2-0 Central. We are just underway. Game number 1, final match of the day. Ava, nice serve with some good topspin, but Hertzke dug it out of there. And then shot from the middle by Savannah Kazer of St. George, Utah will get the kill.
Ava may have made a play on a ball that I think Murray Moyle was going to make a play on behind her.
Nobody could get a second opportunity at it. 2-1. Williams, back set, Albrecht. Put back up in the air and then sent over by Hertzke. Near side Templeton, down the line and score it as she sent it right at Isabella Style. And Isabella couldn't reach it, and it gets to the floor, and it's 2 kills.
And that's really the play that you design right there. You know, the good receive, the set, and in the right place, and then the kill. It was just 1, 2, 3, like you'd like to see every play go.
Morgan Reynolds,
the offense.
I'm sorry, Joel. Morgan Reynolds, that 2-sport athlete, gets served at right as she enters the ball game. Pushed over by Kazer. Back set, Moyle taps it through the block. Dive for it, Dryden can't get it. And Mary Moyle gets a kill. Last match out, Mary had 5 kills. Got her first of the day here. 4-1 Central out in front. Langer serving. Back set Hertzke, blocked by Templeton. Dryden has to go get a chicken wing that went off. And Kenzie with a block now. 5-1 C-Dub out in front again. Central beat Northwest. Northwest beat Colorado Northwestern.
I think we're back to the 1-ball system.
Yeah, lost our ball handlers from the other team. Langer into the net. Sophie had 2 aces last match she also had 2 service errors too, but not to point out the negative, but she did have 2 aces that hit the net and fell over. We Call them the
had a couple service runs too.
The Langer hangers if they hit the net and come over for the ace. Dryden the serve now. Back set, Templeton, touch block. Morgan digs it out. Cross, they'll come with Badger, and they're going to call Central in the net.
Could go with the more esoteric Sophie's Choice.
There you go. (5-3) with Dryden serving. They'll go at Moyle. They get it middle Templeton. Nice placement as she didn't put a lot of heat on it, but she bounced it off of Badger.
I think she expected the set to be a little bit farther back, and it was closer, so she adjusted with just kind of a finger roll, kind of a tip.
3 kills and a block for Templeton and a 6-3 advantage Rustlers. Back set Hertzke down the line is out. Gabrielle Hertzke, a 5'10 freshman from Windsor, Colorado.
They're not a very tall team, not a single 6-footer on this team from Rangeley, Colorado.
Yeah, Sherman's at 5'11, as tall as they go. Templeton, nice serve. Set middle, and then
that was interesting.
Brought over as an afterthought, really, as Burnson will get touched, and then setting it up is Style. Back set to Hertzke, and that one was kind of slow motion all the way around and kind of caught Central flat-footed a little bit. She'll have her first kill of the afternoon.
Yeah, all placement there as Peyton wings it down court and gets 2 of her teammates with the ball.
Bowling for Rustlers. Steinbar into the ball game. Lexi, a 5'9 sophomore from Wiggins, Colorado. Left-handed serve.
Kind of a side spin on it.
Albrecht dug by Dryden outside. It's the antenna by Badger. That is out. That is Rustlers' point. And they have doubled them up 8-4. Alondra Hernandez as Ava Rasmussen chucks her mask 16 feet in the air to come into the match. Hernandez serve. On the outside goes Cross. Central's there to dig it up. Deralia to Moyle. That ball just outside the line. And it's 8-5, and Badger back to serve again. Pretty good representation between Region 18 and Region 9 in the top 25 rankings from the NJCAA. Talk about those in a moment. As Badger serves, Moyle receives with a set. Outside Burnson, and that's what Sage does as she tallies. First kill of the match by Sage Burnson.
And we're not seeing this year, at least so far, many back row sets. That was kind of a big play for Sage last year.
Right. Moyle serves, Dryden receives, set middle, pushed to the back row. They'll call Aurelia with a lift.
Did not see much of her this morning in the match.
And, you know, I'm not going to argue that I thought that was a lift, but there's been a lot of stuff, a lot like that.
We've discussed that.
That have been let go, for sure. Pena serving. Rasmussen is blocked, they'll say. I thought it was off the net, but then Burnson goes down the line and tallies.
Yeah, nice placement with good pace on it as well.
Here comes Templeton back in for Deralia.
Well, she had all the excitement of Ava coming into the contest. Ava's typically the one that's
pretty jacked
going
about
over the speed limit as she comes in.
10-6 Central, game 1. 4:10 in the afternoon, Burnson the serve. Hernandez is playing as that ball is blocked by Rasmussen, and that's what Ava does. Right there, leads the team in blocks. 33 coming into the weekend. She had a handful this morning. 11-6 C-Dub. Burnson serving. Again, Hernandez setting now as she, as I mentioned, the one that took that shot off the noggin a while ago in that previous game, and that ball doesn't get over from Steinbar, and Central has doubled up again now, 12-6. Hernandez, nice set. She saved that point for Kazare as that ball, she had to really adjust to get it out there for Savannah to put it down. Great set by Hernandez. Braden Peters, captain on this team a year ago from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Remember we asked about captaincies a while back.
I get sidetracked when I actually.
Well, I didn't have the answer either.
Halftime is Ava is blocked, but down the front of the Colorado Northwestern line, and she pushes Central's lead back to 6, and she will serve.
Ava was my temperature checker yesterday.
They'll go at that former captain Peters. Outside Hertzke taps it out. Central with a touchdown lead, 14-7.
We've had a lot of 7-point leads.
Yeah,
last
2 sets, especially against Northwest from Powell, the Wyoming brand of Northwest College. There's a little errant pass, but Hertzke from the 10-foot line puts it in the bottom of the tape. And Central opening up an 8-point lead, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. 15-7 Central, game number 1. Stay with us, more volleyball on the way. This is Rustler Volleyball from 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. (15-7) Central opening up a big lead, a sizable lead here in game number 1.
Went for the 2-point conversion on our touchdown lead.
Shanked a bit. 10-foot line, touched by Albrecht, and maybe that was one better served. Let somebody else behind you play it, but hindsight's 20/20.
I think the weakness of the hit kind of threw CWC off.
Hernandez back in the libero spot. Gal takes her mask off to serve, does Reynolds. One of her teammates will go retrieve it. Templeton right down the line, past the block. Efforting that was Still and Templeton, block number 4. And again, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize in advance, or I guess repeatedly again. Langer to serve. Floater at Morgan, tapped back to the northwest side and then over, and then Moyle goes deep to the back row. Morgan is there. Free ball from Hertzke. Langer set middle, Templeton, dig by Dryden. Outside set, they'll come. Badger off the block will tally. Emily Badger from Lehigh, Utah.
Tell you one thing, they're enthused when they get a point. They may be down by a fair amount, but they are enthused. Again, they've probably been kind of pent up with energy just to finally get to play.
Yeah, first match of the season comes on February 5th. Middle, Templeton will tally past a diving Morgan. 5 kills for Kenzie already here in set number 1 for the leading killer on the team as Sage Burnson checks in for Peyton Williams. Templeton will go. By the way, Templeton 4th in the nation in kills overall, 21st in kills per set. Back set, Moyle swings, shot off the ceiling and down. And Moyle, 2 kills And Central rolling now. They have outkilled the Spartans 10-5 in this set and lead 18-9.
That was a super clanger.
That one came down, I think, with more authority down than it did up. Templeton. Hertzke over the block as it kind of rolled up the sleeves and down, and Hertzke will get her second kill.
And again, the slow motion thing got CWC.
Steinbar back into the ball game. Hertzke goes out, also into serve, Aaliyah Hernandez. Central players trying to urge their crowd to get a little more vocal as Albrecht pounds it off the line judge. Doesn't count as a touch though, and it will be Colorado Northwestern point.
Well, first I'd urge the crowd to be a little bit bigger. I'll count it at some point.
Left-handed serve outside Burnson, touched, and a nice second shot by Hernandez, but nobody else could get there to help out. And Burnson, third kill for Sage. Alondra Hernandez to serve with a 19-11 Rustler advantage. The crowd count coming as you wait with anticipated breath. Steinbar dug by Hernandez. Back set Rasmussen, nice block. Dryden with a pass set to the near side. Badger is blocked. Chicken winged back over by Hernandez. Burnson, actually it's not Hernandez, it's Pena that chicken winged that over. At the 10-foot line, it's free balled over by Steinbar on a roll shot. Back set Moyle, touch with a block by Pena and company, but Moyle will get her third kill of the match.
And the 41 fans were treated to an outstanding rally there.
41, all right. Another timeout. 20-11, Central rolling out to a big lead here in game number 1 of their best 3 out of 5. More volleyball coming. This is Rustler Radio 88.1, streaming live on rustlerathletics.com. You talk about a team being excited to play. The St. Stephen's girls basketball program not allowed to play until just this weekend, and then their first game with the DuBois girls gets canceled due to illness and injury in the DuBois Rams. So St. Stephen's Lady Eagles not playing basketball this weekend or tonight to begin their season as they had hoped.
And DuBois short in numbers. Didn't DuBois get beat yesterday, like something like 60-something to 9 in a girls game?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think that was Shoshone that beat them.
Ava Rasmussen hitting one on to Dryden will get the kill.
Shoshone boys, I think, defeated DuBois in overtime.
Yes, question mark?
Just a statement. I used to know people with wild preps.
That's a has-been occupation for me. 21-11 Central. There was a time when I would have been able to give you stats out of each of those games. Is that a great job by Moyle to go to the bench to dig that one out. Deralia middle, Rasmussen clubs one hard off of Hernandez, and Rasmussen back-to-back Ks. And Central doubling them up again, 22-11.
Yeah, we should chip in and give one of our team one of those paddles. Do that thing where they're trying to resuscitate somebody.
Defibrillators.
Yeah.
Clear.
I'm using the non-technical term.
Badger blocked it, rolls down the tape and falls on the Spartan sideline. Left hand by Hernandez goes wide, and it's 23-11. Alondra Hernandez still serving. Was going to go to those rankings about an hour ago, and kind of like me.
We weren't on the air an hour ago, so that would have been fruitless.
Kind of like me getting captains. It's fruitless as Moyle touched. Hernandez outside. Badger cross is just outside by a
that was
whisker.
close.
And it's game point Central. Not out by much. And it's game point C-Dub 24-11. Taking care of the Spartans in short work. It's the second game for both teams, but Central had a game off between their first and second as Hernandez sends that one into the net on game point. Provo, Utah freshman. Second service error of the game for the Rustlers.
Interesting, Northwest Colorado, probably the closest state to Utah of the group here, has the least amount of Utah players, has 4.
Badgers serving as they'll go.
There's no college stuck into the contest.
Yeah, Utah school is talking about. Burnson touched twice, free balled over, nicely done by Dryden. Great job. Set middle, Burnson, and almost punched back over. C-Dub was celebrating. Dryden got it, then Pena hit it, and then the third hit couldn't send it over. Central would have given up that point, I'm thinking, almost for certain, as they were kind of in the celebration mode. Turns out it was okay. 25-12, Central takes game 1 from Colorado Northwestern, as game 2 will be coming your way in a moment. Central on top, 1-0, and we'll be back after this on 88.1. Rustler lineup looking a little different as we begin the second game. Alex Lee from Baytown, Texas will be your setter. And you'll also see the lefty Ashley Steffen from Shoshone on the front row with Rasmussen, Templeton, Burnson, and Hernandez in the back row with the setter at the current moment. Central taking the first set handily, as they win at 25-12, and they will start to begin the second game. Burnson outside Badger, cross to Hernandez. Lee has to come way to the back row to get it. Templeton roll shot, kill it. 6 kills for Kenzie Templeton.
Also see Ellie Hartman for the first time for the Spartans. She's the Vernal product I talked to. We talked restaurants, museums, everything else Vernal for a while there.
5'10" freshman.
Did not ask if she knew Bruce Tippett, however.
Former Ranger sportscaster. Templeton blocks it, but it comes off the referee stand, and Style gets the tally. Appreciate y'all watching on RustlerAthletics.com on the web stream as Rasmussen caroms one off of Isabella, and that will be kill number 4 for Ava. Touch of the foot to the ball and handed back.
We did not see as much of that this morning, did we?
I think we didn't notice it as much as Ava.
But we're typically on it, though.
That statement alone may say how much we're not on it, as Steffen with a left hand goes deep corner, and it's just long. And we're tied at 2 apiece. This is our first tie of the afternoon, by the way. Badger will serve. We are tied at 2s. Too much fun to add on that bench. They are an energetic, loose group of kids. As Steffen almost whiffed on that punch, but it does get over. But then finding campfire is Sherman's, as she kind of roll shotted it right in the middle of the Central defense.
If you recall earlier this broadcast, or the morning broadcast, I pointed out how we had outdanced Northwest Wyoming in the prelims.
We're out dancing so far during the match here. Missy Mortensen into the game, 6-foot freshman from Clearfield, Utah, on the Central side of the equation. A shot skims the tape. That sets too hard over and then out, and then Hernandez, as she's on the ground,
missed it.
decides not to make a play on it, and could be the right equation. We're going to see Haley Isom into the ball game. That's Ice, along with Caitlin Locascio. Isom, a 6'2" freshman from Taylorsville, Utah. So Locascio will now be your setter as she serves. Ball brought over by Colorado Northwestern. A little battle for it. Thought maybe that was 4 on Central. I think the coaching staff saying the same thing, but nice little dump on the set by Isabella.
And a dancing comeback for Northwest Colorado.
Evening up the dance card here. 4-3, Spartans in the lead. Dryden serving. Goes at the other libero. Isom cross court is wide, and it's 5-3 Spartans. Serve into the net by Dryden is a serving error, their second of the match. Good hard hit. Maybe the hardest of the match we've seen. That one by,
from that side,
Pena.
Ava had a pretty good smash herself on our side.
You are correct. There is a Marivelle Pena, 5'10" freshman from Greeley. .64 Spartans. Left-handed serve of Hernandez. Set middle, Mortensen. Hernandez comes to get the set to the outside. And Schurmans will get the kill as Central called on a double or a carry or lift or something in the range of that violation.
Something we don't see a lot of, here or even at the Division I level. Northwest Colorado all wearing high top shoes.
Red and white high tops. Good job by LaCasio. Good angle by Burnson to go around the referee stand. Hertzke dug up by Alondra in the back row. Templeton, good dig by Dryden. Punched back over by Colorado Northwestern. Sage gets there before the block does and before a diving back row. And Burnson with her 4th kill. Hernandez to serve now for Central, trailing by 2 but leading 1-0. Colorado Northwestern's bench trying to catch up in the dance category. Blocked by Rasmussen and Isom. Back set. Touched by Hernandez. I don't think she realized that Templeton was behind her, but I'm not sure what kind of angle that Kinsey would have had anyway. And
don't think either squad will be appearing on Soul Train anytime in the near future.
Give the kill to Schurmans. And we've got a substitution.
How does that work? That was after the whistle. Does that matter?
No, I don't think the whistle had blown yet.
I did hear a whistle of some sort.
Reynolds serving. Quick set. Rasmussen. Another pound by Ava.
Ava's terminating at the front row.
She has 5 kills already, does the South Jordan, Utah sophomore. Lee and Steffen back into the ball game. Mentioned Alex from Baytown, Texas. And Lee will crank it up. At Dryden. Hernandez out to Badger, goes cross court, but it's picked up by Hernandez. Steffen with the left-handed shot is going to be blocked by Pena, but down the Spartan side of the net. And Ashley Steffen, kill number 1 on the day for her.
The worst part wasn't my hand. That's the worst part.
1-0 in Mike's. Nice pancake by Burnson. Nice second effort, Central, but a better third effort, Badger. Central did a great job just to get that over the net, but then Badger comes up and says, thank you very much, and she hammered it.
Well, two of the more enthusiastic benches we have seen.
Again, both playing in their second match of the day.
One second match of the year.
Second match of the year as Pena sends that one long and out. Games again tomorrow for these two teams. They'll both play twice. Central will play LCCC at 9. Colorado Northwestern will play LCCC at 11:30, and then these two teams will meet again as Hertzke sends it over. They'll play at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Steffen on the 10-foot line sends it deep corner. Morgan is there. Badger cross dug by Hernandez. Steffen with a left hand to get off the block to tally. Second kill for Ashley Steffen. (9-9) the score. Outside, Badger goes wide. Hernandez again was there to make a play and holds off and lets it sail out of bounds. Serving, Burnson. Boy, that one sounded...
That sounded like a double hit, just sounded like it.
Fairly illegal from here. Rasmussen just out. That breaks the tie.
See, this is how they were subbing early. Remember I mentioned in the first match, then later on it was, yeah.
10-10 our score. I said broke the tie, but it actually tied it as Templeton dug by Dryden, rather. Roll shot, Lee. Second shot, Hernandez. Third shot, Rasmussen. Dug up by Style, outside. That shot by Ellie Hartman is dug by Central. Over in 2, Dryden and Pena collide. And then they're going to call,
in the net, I think.
They're going to call Ava in the net out of all of that menagerie, and they're going to give the point to Colorado Northwestern.
There's one dance move where that's kind of like a 1.5 gainer, but you're still standing. So.
And into the net goes the serve from Peters. 4th service error of the match, 2nd of the game, and we're tied at 11. Central won game 1, 25-12.
I wonder if L-Triple-C will have some trouble getting here. The interstate was closed not that long ago.
Service errors in pairs as Central pays the favor back. Yeah, it's not looking good going Togedy DuBois' way, that I know that much.
Well, next time we have DuBois College coming, I guess we'll be concerned.
Wind River Catholic College out of Lander perhaps coming over. Back row, Burnson. Dryden with a great dig. Sherman blocked. Free ball coming over from Colorado Northwestern, and then Mortensen goes up for it. Lee, back row, Burnson. Good dig by Style. Other side, Sherman's. Lee can't fire, but there's a lot of Spartans waiting by the campfire, and then a kill for Sherman's ends that rally. Colorado Northwestern leading Central in kills this second set 7-6. And they lead the game on the big scoreboard 13-11. The very big scoreboard though is 1-0 Central. Templeton, kill as she goes off the back row of Dryden. Kill number 7 by Kenzie Templeton. Asked her yesterday, I said, Mackie, Kenzie, Z. She said Kenzie is suffice. That ball hit off the side of the net and out by Ellie Hartman. And Central has it back to 13 apiece. Serving, Lacasio. Tied at 13s. Lee, middle, Mortensen. Just, the line judge says it's in. Much better angle for that line judge. I was just about to say that's wide, but Mortensen will get the kill. Central their first lead of this set, 14-13. Mortensen swings, piece of it, another kill. 2-point advantage, CWC. Second kill of the set and match for Mortensen. Good tough serve by Lacasio. Blocked by Mortensen again, but there to dig it up and free ball it back over are the Spartans. Mortensen blocked. Templeton, that one will go. Wow.
Hernandez several times she's tried to get to ones that she's better off not getting to. When she doesn't, so it's CWC point.
Templeton with her 3rd kill of the set, her 8th of the match, as that one goes off Badger and then wide. And we're going to see Alexia. No, it's going to be Braden Peters back into the contest. Central, Hernandez has been close to a number. That's an ace by Lacasio. Caitlin from Littleton, Colorado with the ace. Yeah, Alondra's been close to a number of them and kind of like ready to make a play and then says, oh, that's long, and lets him go.
You notice she did a spin into the embrace after the point. That's a new move.
I liked the airplane fly of Anna Tenorio as she would block at the net and then give a fly by the towers. Blocked. Hartman is blocked. Schurman's.
Or the Iggy non-shake hands in basketball.
Nobody to shake hands with, but shaking hands with them. A cross-court shot that Templeton will grab. Lee is going to send it to the backside. Nice dig by Hernandez. Free balled over by Burnson. Schurman again. Dug by Templeton. Burnson from the back row sends it deep and out. And a long rally won by Colorado Northwestern that stops a long rally by Central that finds themselves at 17-14 CWC after having won the first 25-12. Lee, quick set, Isom, Dryden, dug it. 10-foot line, the other side is going to be deep and out by Hartman. And Central now opening up that lead a little more. Ava again throws her mask, but then realizes it's not her sub in, so has to go retrieve it from 5 feet behind the bench. Girls having fun.
She's got the energy to do that, no doubt.
Absolutely. Style, Sherman, dug by Templeton in the back row. Set middle, Mortensen. Off a block, Bryden has it. Back outside, Sherman into the net. Timeout called by Colorado Northwestern. 19-14 Central out in front. Chance for us to tell you about the CWC rodeo team. You need to go to their rodeo Facebook page or their Instagram and help support the CWC rodeo team and Rodeo Booster Club with their silent auction. It'll be going on from now until the 17th. All details for the auction are on their pages. All proceeds go to help support the CWC rodeo program. Usually around this time of year, they have their rodeo banquet, which is a major fundraiser with their sponsors and their booster club. And unfortunately, due to COVID regulations, not going to have that. So they have moved their fundraiser virtual. You can go to the CWC Rodeo Facebook page, CWC Rodeo Instagram page. Drew Schrock welcoming a second child to his family in the off season, and now we'll get ready to get their spring rodeo season going. So congrats to he and Callie, by the way, on the new addition to the family.
I was curious how much business was lost for like Christmas parties alone because of COVID-19 this past year, because those were a pretty good moneymaker, I'm guessing, for most eateries.
Yeah, absolutely. Templeton serving, goes down the outside, set middle, dug by Templeton. There's Pena, then Mortensen with a quick shot. Connects for his third kill. 20-14, Colorado Northwestern. I think we were tied at 13s.
And they led for a fair amount early in this match.
Overpass, Isom sends it even back in one. And then finding pay dirt is Pena along the back corner of Colorado Northwestern. Hertzke and looks like Hernandez back into the contest. Hernandez to serve, down by 5, the lefty. Outside Burnson, fires it right at Dryden, who got a piece of it, but
he got a bigger piece of her.
Sage's rage, she's got 5. Burnson with that front row there as Hernandez will serve. 6-point lead with 4 to go. Back set Peters actually in the back row. Burnson blocked. There is Hernandez on her knees to dig it out. Templeton down for the back row. Might have sent it long, but Hernandez plays it. Hertzke out or in? Oh, they're going to say it goes outside of the antenna. I thought maybe it fell in, but it goes outside the antenna to do it. And now it's 22-15, Hernandez serving.
Again, a team you might want to keep track of as the season goes on to see if they're building something at Colorado Northwestern.
Roll shot. Hernandez picks it up. Quick set. And a crush for Haley Isom.
That's got to be the most definitive kill we've seen from her, though. We really haven't seen her play a lot, in all honesty.
Ice with the kill, much to the delight of her teammates. 23-15.
She's our tallest player at 6'2", by the way.
Taylorsville, Utah. Still comes to get it. Hertzke blocked by Isom and tally that one.
Well, they won't be able to get her out of the lineup.
Game point. We were here last game, and Alondra accidentally put it into the net at game point. This very juncture on rotation in the last game. Central won 25-12, and it poised to make short work of the Spartans here in this second set. Jump serve, better than the last. In fact, it's an ace. And it ends 25-15 on the ace by Alondra Hernandez, the second ace of the game for Central. 25-15 CWC with a Game 2 lead. We're going to have to clear all that off because I've got to go to a break. We'll be back with Game 3 after this. This is Rustler Volleyball on 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Central out to a 2-0 lead on Colorado Northwestern, winning 25-12, 25-15. And tried to work this into the broadcast, for the last 48 minutes that we've been on the air. But Region 9 and Region 18 pretty well represented in the rankings. Snow College actually fell a spot this week down to number 3 from their lofty goal of number 2 that they were at.
They're still undefeated.
Western Nebraska is at number 5, and I believe you said they got beat yesterday, or was that basketball?
That was women's basketball.
Okay, sounds good. Utah State Eastern is ranked 6th. So 2 teams from Region 18.
What's that? Is that Price?
Right, yeah, right. Ranked in this top 2, or is it Ephraim? I think they have a campus in both, to be honest.
They also have a campus in Vernal, Utah.
NJC out of Sterling is ranked 8th. Eastern Wyoming is ranked 12th, and Salt Lake is ranked 13th in the country.
Eastern Wyoming is sort of the mystery team for us.
Yeah. Perhaps would you call them the favorite in the division this year? And we don't know what Western Wyoming has, to be honest with you, either. CWC will be, I'm going to go maybe working on their lineup. Ashley and Ibaugh is going to be the libero this time around.
First time we've seen her at that position, but that is what the 5th libero we have seen this season.
We'll get a look at Eastern Wyoming College on the 20th of February. When
unless they're at a tournament here next weekend.
Yeah, that could don't rule it out. It could happen as this will be our 2nd in a row this week. Moyle on the outside. Get you that change in lineup as Badger is stuff blocked by Rasmussen. Dryden passes it up to Hertzke. Set at the net. Brought back over by Rasmussen, and she'll find the far corner.
A lot of people have played well, but it's kind of Ava's match, isn't it?
Yeah,
some of the plays she's made.
Got 6 kills. Central talking about their rotation, and Ava's going to go back to serve.
I think our crowd has ballooned to 59.
They almost missed the match. Steffen in there along with Mortensen and Moyle at the front. Langer, your setter. Bernson and Rasmussen out there. Like I said, Ibaugh is the libero. Badger partially blocked. Steffen got a piece of it. Langer with one hand and then poked over by Mortensen.
Langer's bailed him a couple of times.
Good throw over, but a back row shot by Rasmussen. About the only thing she's done wrong today is she sends that one deep and out. Badger to serve. Langer sets quickly to Mortensen. Touched back over by Steffen. Dryden goes and brings it out of the Spartan bench. And sent over by Kazir. Steffen with a hard smash off of Dryden.
One of the harder hits we've seen from her this season.
Took the word out of my mouth as Steffen, 3rd kill of the afternoon. 2-1 C-Dub. And Lacasio will serve.
Isom back in, I believe.
Correct. Nice, tough serve, just a little bit too far. 2 apiece. Dryden serving. Pena back into the front row.
It's interesting is with libero, I don't think the ball's come to her yet.
Dryden will put it to Sage, actually. Set middle, Moyle off Dryden, connect. 4 kills, Mary Moyle. So Templeton has 8, 6 from Rasmussen, 5 from Bernson, now 4 from Moyle.
You know, and if it's going to be a short match and you sub a lot, you're not going to get a real high individual total from anybody.
Moyle, as that one is shanked a bit. Pena drops one in front of Bernson that might have caught Sage watching perhaps her body rather than her eyes, and kind of juked her out a little bit as she went one way as opposed to the other. (3-3) the score. Sage shanks it just a bit, but pulls the trigger on a back row roll shot. Touched by the Rustlers at the net. Lacasio back out Bernson, down to the back line, just a bit long. And it's 4-3 Spartans. Central leading 2-0, trailing 4-3 to the Spartans of Colorado Northwestern in Rangeley, Colorado. Back out to Sage, blocked. Lacasio, and then Ibaugh was going to get a hit to the back row.
Touch it eventually.
From Moyle. Good throw by Pena, just goes wide. And throw was maybe the operative word as she kind of flipped it to the near side. It goes wide, and Rasmussen back in for Mortensen, and Ibaugh will go serve it up. Gets the placement from the coach. And sends it out. I don't think that's where Darshea told her to serve that, but service error.
Did we have a service error our last serve as well?
No.
A couple ago then.
A couple ago. Moyle. Rasmussen Dryden is there after the touch block. Back set, down the line, eyeball is there. 10-foot line, Moyle whiffed it, just got a piece, didn't get it cleanly, I guess. I wouldn't say whiffed it, but didn't get it solid and puts it into the net. Abigail Sprague serving, a Platteville, Colorado freshman at 5'6", serving for Colorado Northwestern. Isom puts it into the net and down, perhaps blocked by Pena. And Colorado Northwestern opening up a bit of a lead now at 7-4.
Kind of wondering what percentage of our practices are dealt with the cheering aspect.
Rasmussen through the block of Pena.
Had a nice downward trajectory, didn't it?
7 Ks for Chucky. Steffen and Langer back into the contest for Central as Isom and Lacasio exit stage right. Central down by 2, 7-5. They lead, though, 2 games to none. Several parents making it, several talking about coming for opening in conference play as Dryden gets a kill on the outside edge.
I'm sorry, what did you say? They were talking about coming up for conference play? Is that what you were?
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Some different families coming up in a couple of weeks rather than this opening weekend. Of course, travel obviously impacting this weekend.
And it may impact any weekend this time of the year, so we'll just have to see.
Good chicken wing by Kazir, and then a shot from the outside terminates for Badger.
Interesting with Wyoming starting their season tonight to see the Riverton/Kelly Walsh product. Nia Chimay to see how she fits into this program at Laramie.
Verbold as a sophomore to the University of Wyoming. Nice serve, is just long by Pena. Central has outkilled the Spartans 31-17 in building a 2 games to none lead, and still trailing by 3 here in this one as Burnson serves to Badger. Second hit over, Langer is there. Burnson, left-hand Steffen, rolls shot, picked up by Schurmans. Badger goes over the block, but eyeball is there. Back row Sage, roll shot, that'll count as she puts it in front of Claudia Schurmans.
That's your typical Sage Burnson kill.
6 kills for Sage. Again, 7 for Ava, 8 for McKenzie.
Look at the players we've not even seen in this third game.
McKenzie being one of those. Cross court to Steffen, who grabs it, and then
getting faked out by a teammate, I think, that time.
Yeah, I think
Sophie, somebody else make a move on the ball, so she backed up. Then they backed out, and she was in no woman's land.
At that point, you're like, oh, I'm not second hit. By that point, second hit is already deferred to you, and that didn't happen. So.
And it's no hit deferred to you.
10-7, Spartans out in front. Style the serve, that's an ace. Phoenix, Arizonan. First ace of the match for the Spartans. Gives them an 11-7 lead here in the middle stages of game number 3. Central leading 2 games to none. Steffen, dug by Style. Outside Hertzky, down the line. Hernandez is there. Langer comes and gets it. Moyle got a pretty good spank on the ball for the angle she was given. And then another dig by Burnson on a nice hit by Badger. And then trying to dunk it over with Style, and Central will get the point.
I think there was a third hit for them if they wanted it, but it seemed like they gave up after that second hit into the net.
Great job by Burnson to dig that one out on a hard hit by Badger. 11-8 Central, down by 3. Ava Flav to serve. She has too many nicknames. Of course, she did tell me as that ball goes cross from Badger out of bounds, it's Chucky on the court and Ava Flav off the court. So that's what she said last year.
What about on the bench? Is that sort of in betweener, or
I think she's the Energizer bunny when
something
she's
of that sort.
Over there leading cheers and bringing the energy. Rasmussen with another ace. Central with 3 aces this match, first of this game.
I had a Bose remote for a system, and it recognized only a certain brand of batteries that would work in it. The brand, and I go, this can't be right. So I tried different. Nope, didn't work.
It's an elitist remote you have there. Central within 1. Hertzke can't fire, and actually it's Badger that puts one in the middle of the Central ring.
And you can't argue with the enthusiasm of the Spartans either. You know, as their season's just beginning. We're almost a month in.
Yeah, difference of 10 matches between the two. Set to Mortensen, dig by Langer. Highball comes to set one to Steffen, who'll tally off a block and get another kill. 4 kills for Ashley Steffen. She will go out along with Langer as Lacasio and Isom will come in for the orange and black. Central trails by 1. Sage touches the foot with the ball and gives it to Lacasio, and Caitlin will serve it up. Brooklyn Thompson, the assistant for Darshea Gallard. That might have been out. Played though as Ibaugh self-defense. Nice roll shot. Moyle hits the net. Picked up nicely by Style. Cross, there's Ibaugh. Moyle off a touch and nothing but pay dirt. Ibaugh's playing pretty well in that self-defense libero position right now. She's got a couple of good ups that were either that or you're going to take
one more
one.
change at that position. We're going to start an all libero team.
Tied up at 12. This was just about the point. It was the point in game 2 where Central kind of took over. A nice pancake by Ibaugh, but Isom wouldn't go high enough for her to make another play out of, and that will be a Northwestern point. Pena back into the front row for Coach Bryant. 13-12. Dryden serving. Moyle, roll, tapped back over. Ibaugh is there. Back row Burnson into the middle of that campfire on a pretty good roll shot from Sage Burnson.
I don't know if you agree, but what I'm sort of seeing, I think it looks like Ibaugh just getting more comfortable out there as we played on.
Would have to concur, yes. She has been solid at that libero position, and we're tied at 13s. Moyle, deep serve will, I thought would be an ace, so that they call something on that, but nothing called. Burnson off of Morgan, back row for another kill. 8 kills for Sage. 8 for Kinsey Templeton and 7 for Ava Rasmussen.
And Templeton hasn't played for a while here.
Right.
Sage fact, perhaps the only one with a chance to get to 10.
Kinsey with a clipboard in her hands over on the sidelines right now as Hertzke through the block. There's Lacasio. Ibaugh gives the second hit. Flat-footed at the 10-foot line, Isom. Back the other way, Hertzke. Down the line, there's Ibaugh again. Set to the outside, punched over by Isom. Central has a 1-point lead. Will it be 2 or will they go tied? They'll go tied on a nice little dink roll shot.
Wasn't Isom a Lyman name in basketball some years ago? Maybe a Will Isom, I'm thinking.
Lyman, Wyoming. Down in that corner.
Tri-Cities area.
Yeah, the Bridger Valley. Back set. Mortensen dug by Hernandez. Back again they go. Blocked down by Burnson and Mortensen. Central the 1-point lead now. Ibaugh to serve. Catch, touch the foot. Wait for the whistle. Outside, touched by Central. Ibaugh, as Sherman's the one on the attack. Burnson right between Morgan and Dryden, and Sage will connect.
Good thing they were at slightly different levels, or that could have been a hit on.
Right, nine kills for Sage. Ibaugh still serving with a 2-point lead.
That was a nice serve. That thing just died as it crossed the net.
3-point lead and an ace by Ashlyn Ibaugh. And a timeout called by Colorado Northwestern. 5:05 in the evening on 88.1 Rustler Radio, KCWC FM Riverton. 17-14 Central looking to 3-0 the visitors from Colorado Northwest. We'll be back after this timeout on 88.1, streaming live on rustlerathletics.com. (17-14) CWC leading, trying to close out in sweep fashion the Spartans of Colorado Northwestern. Ashlyn Ibaugh still serving. She has played very solid here in this third stanza.
In fact, really the players we put out there in any game have played pretty solidly. And it's not like beating a club team. This is a college team just like yourself, and you're beating them pretty easily.
They're going to call Colorado Northwest out of rotation as Dryden looked to be talking to the coach right before the whistle was blown and then sprinted into position. And they call them out of position. So now the down official being spoken to by Ashley Bryant. It's Peyton Williams' birthday weekend. I'm not sure when her birthday is, but bringing that to our attention on the webcast.
Who's bringing that to our attention?
Someone with the last name of Williams that I'm guessing would know that.
At least it's not like Laura LaNegra, who texted us while sitting on the bench in basketball.
Leah, yeah, our Australian basketball player.
Who got hurt on the opening tip of a game of the season.
Chicken wing by Sage, but they'll call a lift somewhere in that, either on Lacasio or on Sage, and Colorado Northwestern will get it back. Yeah, that was a tragic thing for poor Leah.
She was certainly entertaining.
She was a radio TV major. Got to know Leah pretty well as they'll send it at Moyle. Set up Rasmussen. That set never really got higher than the top of the net.
Well, she wasn't playing, and she sends the text that, would you say something nice about me on the air? And she's sitting at the end of the bench. Women's basketball player here.
And Sage gets eaten up on that serve. That's an ace from Sprague.
Well, that out of position foul certainly hurts them now, because that would be tied otherwise.
18-17 as Rasmussen is dug. Nice pancake Ibaugh. And then she can't get to that one, but she gave it an effort. And now we are tied at 18 apiece. That was a great pancake by Ashlyn Ibaugh. Couldn't get to the second one, though.
Well, almost like they weren't ready for that serve.
At the net. Another block of the net. This one belongs to Sage. Burnson.
Sage seems to win a lot of those battles at the net.
Langer back into the game alongside Steffen as Isom and Lacasio sit. Well, nobody sits really, but we'll head to the Pine. The vinyl-covered Rustler Pine, padded. Through the block, pushed up by Ibaugh, and then put over by Langer.
Desperation plays, all three hits really, it seemed like.
Good effort. Tied again at 19's Pena to serve for Colorado Northwestern. Central has a 2-0 lead, and we're tied at 19's late stretch of game number 3. Back set Rasmussen. Good job by Pena to dig it up and then staggers to the net. Burnson. Pena digs her. Outside, punched and out of bounds by Rasmussen and Steffen, and it's 20-19 Colorado Northwestern.
And how important is this game, not the match, but this game to Colorado Northwestern?
Yeah, to take one if they can. Central down by 1. At Ibaugh they go. Back set Sage. And Pena can't field it cleanly. And Burnson with kill number 10.
That was kind of like no moss on the other side of the net.
As weird as it sounds, with Mackenzie Templeton not playing in this set, she's still going to raise her kills per set average by not playing in game number 3. Ace by Burnson. She's done it all today. 10 kills, a block, an ace, and puts her team back out in front by 1, 21-20.
I feel like we've seen her more in the back row in this third game too than we've seen for most of the year.
Tough serve. Set middle, Kazare. Going to be put over on a set by Ibaugh. Kazare again, that one is out. Did Central get a piece of it?
I think they tried but didn't.
They say no. 22-20 now, C-Dub. 3 points away from a 3-0 defeat and their record over 500. Burnson. Back set, Sturman down the line, touched by Central. Claudia Sherman's 4th kill of the afternoon. She leads Colorado Northwestern. They've been out-killed by Central 38-20. (22-21). Style serving. Goes at the libero, Ibaugh. Back set, Steffen. Roll shot, Dryden is there. To the outside, Badger hits the tape and comes over to the Central side. Moyle cross courts 1. Badger, nice inconspicuous play on the end of the bench there by Peters. I like that. I like her having fun out there. And Moyle will get the kill. Peters was on the end of the bench and she played that ball and then tried to act as if nothing was wrong. 23-21 Central. As there is a timeout on the floor. CWC again back on the floor tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. Riley and Joel will have that game. You're at 9 o'clock, right? Yes?
I think so.
Yeah, I was pointing at Riley. He and Wyatt.
I was answering for him.
He and Riley, he and Wyatt running the
he doesn't
cameras
have a mic, see, I was
up here at the
for
top.
him.
He nodded in affirmation. And then at 11:30, it's LCCC and Colorado Northwestern. And then at 2 o'clock will be the final game of the tournament, CWC and Colorado Northwestern meeting again tomorrow afternoon. Don't miss the Rustler Report sports talk show with Joel and myself. That'll be transforming into a video podcast, so you can be disturbed twice, not by just
transforming into a horror movie.
Not just by what you hear, but what you see now. So 23-21 Central. Rasmussen trying to close it out. Nice pass. Hertzke sends it to the line, and Sage goes after it. Hertzke will get the kill. 3rd kill for Gabrielle. Justin Williams, the father of Peyton Williams, telling me that Sunday is Peyton's birthday. She wished me a happy belated birthday as I was walking off the court to come up to the press box earlier. So thanks to her for that. Congrats and happy birthday to her as well.
She always says hi to me when I show up at these, when she comes by in passing. And I talked to her. She works up in the weight room. I talked to her a couple days ago.
When you're working out?
Generally. And we'll talk about other things. No.
Overpass, pounded down by Kazare, but then brought back over by Langer. Kazare again. Ibaugh is there. Langer to the lefty, Steffen. Dryden comes and picks that one up. Kazare dug up in the back row by Burnson. Moyle. Somebody touched it. I had to think that somebody touched it.
But they were adamant that they didn't.
The line judge doesn't see it, neither does the referee. Mary Moyle was adamant that that got touched, and now it's all of a sudden game point for Colorado Northwestern.
Well, back to Peyton, we'll talk things like basketball because she played basketball here last year. And she's just a good person to talk to. I enjoy the coolness of Peyton.
And another year older.
Plus, I always tell her, chance to be a 3-sport athlete, rodeo. And she was a gymnast, though, at one time, she was telling me. So she's...
Could be a good steer wrestler then.
That's what Yep, that seems like just the general, progression right there. Gymnastics to steer wrestling.
Exactly.
That Nadia Komenik, she was special in rodeo.
I can't even count how many people I know that have made that transition. 24-23, Colorado Northwestern leading here now all of a sudden at the end of game number 3, but they do trail 2 games to none. And
well, here's your big point. You're tied or you win.
Beaten pretty handily, 25-12 and 25-15 by Coach Gallard's Lady Rustlers. Stefan Isom.
I think it's good for Cedar to see that I get the lineup in here right now that has played most of that. You did not go back.
Mortensen, not Isom. Serving, Morgan. Nice job by Sage. Outside Moyle, and that will send us to game 3 and a very excited Colorado Northwestern team.
And I'm not surprised.
And why not? I mean, they came from off the ropes. I think they were down 23-19-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood, and they come back and win.
And their first game win of the year.
25-23. We'll play a 4th game in just a few moments. Central leading 2 games to 1. And we'll be back after this timeout. This is Rustler Volleyball on 88.1, streaming live at rustlerathletics.com. Game number 4 headed your way with a 2-1 advantage. Central won the first, 25-15, 25-12. Actually, they reverse order, 25-12 first, then 25-15. Colorado Northwestern comes back to win the third set, 25-23, despite getting out-killed 12-7 unofficially in that stanza. Central has out-killed the Spartans right now, 39-21. And another libero change as we're going to see Alondra Hernandez back in the charcoal gray versus the orange. Sage Burnson will serve it up. Rasmussen, Templeton back in the ball game. Langer, Moyle, that one is into the net by Kazare.
Did not get a great set, however.
Justin telling us that Peyton's big sister played basketball for Gonzaga a few years back.
How was she in rodeo?
I think she did the precursor gymnastics to that. Nice dig by Moyle. Templeton back into the game and back into the kill column.
Interesting, we have a guy on our men's team from Syracuse, Utah as well. Plus, we had a gal some years ago who married a basketball player here, and I think I've got the program.
I'm shocked if you don't. Burnson, serve, 2-0, C-dub. Hertzke, outski, and it's 3-0. Do you have a Rolodex for those or anything? Do you have them in order?
I sort of did, but the excitement of the season has just kind of destroyed the ordering.
Back row, nice poke by Sprague. Back row, Burnson, dug by Sprague. And then trying to campfire it is Style, and it's quickly 4-0 Central as Burnson's going to stop to tie her shoe. Moyle hands it to her. 4-0 Central, leading 2-1. Floater at the net, Rasmussen. And that'll be a kill for Ava. Little overpass, 8th kill of the game. Match for Rasmussen to be technically correct. Sage has served the first 6 points of the game with that ace. That one lands next to some Spartans. 6-0 the score and a timeout called.
Got Caitlin Tracy from Syracuse, who's on a picture if you go downstairs from the weight room down to the bottom floor.
Timeout on the floor, a 6-0 start to game number 3 for the CWC ladies. Again, men's and women's basketball are on quarantine, unfortunately, and they will not play this weekend. They were to be playing right now in College of Southern Idaho and against California Christian. They would play CSI tomorrow, but neither of those are going to happen for our basketball teams. Next week is up in the air.
So I was going to say, how soon can they be cleared? I guess that's answering that question right there.
Well, from what I understand is the men can still play next week, but it doesn't look like the women will be playing next week. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. The women would be heading to Casper, the men heading to Colorado Springs.
Casper off to a good start. I think they're undefeated in women's basketball right now.
Highly ranked in the country. Volleyball has next weekend off at this point unless we host another tournament, as Joel said, and they'll begin conference play against LCCC and Eastern Wyoming. Eastern Wyoming nationally ranked. They'll face LCCC again tomorrow. Rasmussen crushes one past a diving Sprague.
You see the connections just getting better too as the season goes on between the setter and hitter.
It seems like as this match has gone on, that has gotten better, not just the season. 7-0 Central. Sage still serving as she started there. Shot it to the net, free balled over. Outside Templeton connecting again.
Yeah, free ball over is not the way to break or run typically.
No. 10 kills now for Kinsey. And subs in for Coach Bryant as Hernandez and Shermans will check back into the lineup for Hertzke and Style. 8-0 Central. The cumulative score now is 73-52. Well, it's actually 81-52 now. In case you're keeping track at home. And then at 8-0, Coach Bryant's going to use her final timeout.
Interesting, after it was all set up to, she had just made substitutions and the ball was ready for play.
Timeout on the floor. Central leading 8-0. They lead 2-1. We'll be back from Rustler Gym in just a moment. Out of the timeout, Burnson with a nice serve with a good dig by Sprague in the back row. Dryden at the net is going to put it over, and they're going to call a back row attack by the setter who jumped to send that over, and it's 9-0.
You know, we need like a sound effect of Shaquille O'Neal's thing, "Can you dig it?" Be pathetically good.
Burnson serving the first 9 of the match. Kazare, nice dig by Moyle. Templeton into the net, and that rally ends at 9-0. Justin Williams saying that Peyton can spell rodeo, but that is about as far as her rodeo career is going to go.
We're still working on her, though. I think we're just this close right now.
Hertzke and Style checking back into the ballgame for Colorado Northwestern.
She's also my shoe advisor, by the way, Peyton is.
Okay.
I have to get shoe approval from Peyton when I try new shoes.
Which is every day, correct? That's an ace by Style.
There's no scholarship money in that, by the way.
9-2 now. And again, appreciate the words from our fans. Is that weird to say that our fans? Templeton off the touch block, picked up in the back row.
The fans we share with the team, I guess.
There you go. Templeton again. Nice dig in the back row by Sprague again. Kazare whiffs on it.
Those are hard to judge, though, because it's such a spinning thing, and it's coming at the weirdest of angles backwards to you at the front row.
Bob Langer. Sophie's grandpa giving us some good words yesterday.
Sophie said her parents might be up in a couple weeks, is what she was telling me.
A couple of other parents catching me after the game and thanking us for our job. And I think I need to thank our students for sure, as Badger is into the net.
Yeah.
11-2. As I have 3 students in a play-by-play, and that's not even a play-by-play class. It's a play-by-play club. We don't have a class. They meet on their own, Wyatt and Riley and TJ. And we meet with them to teach them how to do play-by-play. And tomorrow, Joel's the instructor. I'll be AWOL, and then Amanda Nikoloff, our new media instructor, teaching them, and Newmark Rika Franca, who is coming in on his own time as well. Colorado Northwestern is called out of order. And it's 11-2. 5:30. And, of course, we have to thank Steve Barlow, our athletic director, and Adam Simon, Sarah Watson, who's
not here.
Not at work, but she's working for sure. And
my favorite Nebraska fan, which I don't know what that really means, but
putting on
Pat Eyeballs in that running, too, by the way.
Pretty good show from at home, and Pat Lemasters and Tavia Young are.
That's a good comeback on that play.
Score table. And then, of course, one of our coaches is Rasmussen. Nice dig to bring it back, Badger. Tipped over. Langer saw the wide open spaces and says.
That has just come to her recently. She wasn't having great success early in the year, but she's really got that tip down right now. It's what she had 5 in one match a week ago.
Got that good court vision going on. Al Lara, our cross-country coach, has been at these home tournaments. The basketball 2 weekends ago, shoveling snow, and then last week and this week disinfecting everything in the building. And been a team effort, Central Wyoming College Athletics, to put on 3 tournaments in a row as Ava sends it long. Service error number 5 on Central. Sarah chiming in, go Big Red.
A Riverton fan, apparently.
Morgan. Received by Moyle, outside Templeton. Kenzie had to readjust mid-stride and still manages to pound it down.
But you know, the group of Adam, Sarah, and Steve, you know, they're doing the work of so many more people than 3 for what it is to run these tournaments and keep everything in order and running as they should.
14-3, and we just get to show up and broadcast.
We put some prep time into it. I'm not going to completely discount that.
Hertzke,
There we go.
caroms off the rafters and then brought back over by Moyle after a second hit by Hernandez. Hertzke off the tape and touched by Mortensen. Back set Moyle. Style is there. Outside Hertzke. Dug again by Hernandez. Back row Sage deep. Morgan plays it.
Would have been out.
Dryden deep to Sage. Outside Templeton. Blocked back up. Sage is there. Templeton again. Cross. Dryden is there. Near side Sprague down the line. Touched by Sage and then to the wall. And Sprague will get the kill, her second of the match. You know, I talk to my students about preparation, and sometimes you'll put in 2 or 3 hours of preparation for a broadcast that may not even last that long.
And stuff that you have, the stuff that's left over that isn't used as well.
Moyle to the back row. 14-4. Hertzke, Netsky. 15-4. Central out in front.
You wonder, like, if we would have played this tournament before the tournament we played last week as ace there, if that would have helped us propel us a little bit, you know, confidence-wise. Just
a little more
we
timing.
were right there, except for the very end of that second day.
A little more timing, a little more confidence for sure, as right now Central is blasted out to a 16-4 advantage.
I was guessing the biggest test here will be LCCC in that 9 o'clock match tomorrow.
Hertzke into the middle of the campfire for her 4th kill.
And I should take a look and see if Alberts is at Black Hills State, if that's where he went.
I believe that's where his
dad was the athletic director.
And had coached up there, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's Bobby Storr lives in Spearfish as well.
Is that your
former broadcast?
Is that your source then?
I have no idea. He's a former broadcast student and very good football player from Buffalo, which is where Miss Ibaugh is from. See,
that ball
tie-in somewhere.
Sent out on a service error, and Central with a 17-5 advantage. Serving Hernandez as Chucky sprints onto the court. Ava Rasmussen.
Blistering a few hands as she comes into the...
Templeton not playing in that 3rd set, still leads in kills now with 11, is touched by Langer. Hernandez to Burnson. Morgan is there. Overpass, tapped back over by Burnson, and Sage says, that was me. She wanted that stat. She says, that was me. It keeps Ava at 9 and gives her 11. 18-5 C-Dub. At Morgan. Hernandez, and then shoveled over by...
bad set, was like mid-net high.
Pena. Moyle off the top of the net. Swing by Sprague. Nicely done.
That's a pretty good hit.
Behind the 12-foot line and got a good angle. Some top spin on it, and Sprague connects. 3rd kill for Abigail. Serving is Sprague now. Central leading 18-6. Moyle straddling the line, plays it. Ava, nice job by Dryden as it goes into the rafters. And then Badger, touched and dug by Hernandez. Burnson, stuff blocked by Claudia Shermans. It's one of the best blocks we've seen out of the visitors today. And it makes it 18-7. Back set, Moyle blocked there. Hernandez got a piece of it. Templeton out to Sage. Should be dug out of the campfire by Dryden. Langer, middles, Ava.
Kind of just misdirected it.
Badger, nice play by Sophie at the net. Burnson blocked. A couple of touches by Central, but Pena gets the block on that one. Pretty good wall up front here in the last few points by the Spartans.
Yeah, not going away quietly here.
18-8. And that's an ace as Moyle and Hernandez watch it fall between them.
That was in by a few feet, or at least 2 or 3.
(18-9). Sprague continues to serve. Langer back set Moyle, blocked, but it will be tooled and score it for Mary Moyle. 7 kills for the Midway, Utah sophomore, and she'll go back to serve it up. 19-9. And then Rasmussen at the point of attack knocks it down.
Would that be a roofing there? Does it need to be another person involved in that play?
Third block, apparently not, because they let it play. 20-9.
I mean, when she scored it, though.
That's a good question. Sherman's going to get
like
the kill there.
Answers eventually.
Well, see, in basketball, you know how when it's a blowout, they let calls go kind of at the end? I wonder if you can get away with that in volleyball. The score's too wide. We'll let that go.
That was a mere shingling.
20-10. Pena serve at Moyle. Set outside Burnson, blocked, but Hernandez picks up the scraps. Back row Templeton is out. 22-11.
Interesting, the most colored teams, or as far as colors in Wyoming high schools, is orange and black. But we don't see a lot of it at the junior college level.
It's all a lot of red and gray and black. As back set, Ava in front of Hernandez. Rasmussen now has 10 kills.
And I think even in the four-year schools, what do you got? Oregon State, Oklahoma State, I think, are the bigger proponents of the orange and black.
Pacific, where Brock Finston is.
Pacific.
Used to play at C-Dub.
Mercer College in Georgia. The Bears.
Bowling Green, orange.
They're orange and brown.
Orange and brown. That roll shot
Which
into
why
the
their
net.
color isn't green, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Brown University is brown, which makes sense.
22-11. Central doubling up Colorado Northwestern.
Syracuse is orange and navy. They are the Orangemen.
Clemson and Florida State with that
Florida
orange and
State's got
blue and
more.
orange and purple, though, is blocked by Rasmussen again.
I'm talking orange and black.
I
though.
know,
You
I
just
know.
don't-
I'm just throwing out orange.
Pacific
in
was a good one, though.
orange in general, just to throw that out there to you. Princeton.
That's right. The Princeton Tigers would be orange and black.
Appreciate the kind words from Justin Williams on our webcast as several people tuning in on RustlerAthletics.com. 23-11 Central, outside Badger, and that one goes outside the antenna, and it's match point.
It's weird, too, because we really don't get to have much contact. You said some of the parents have talked to you, but for the most part, we don't have that opportunity as much as we used to.
Burnson for match point and a over 500 Rustler record. Badger. Rasmussen is there. Back to Rasmussen. Emphasis Rasmussen off of Dryden for the kill and the match. 11 kills for Ava Rasmussen, and Central wins it 25-12, 25-15. Gave up the third set 25-23 and then wins the last one by the biggest margin of the day, 25-11. And Central victorious. I was going to go look at something on the roster here and see. I'll do that during the timeout. Your post-game show brought to you by YDOT is next. reminding you of the 511 app as well as wyoroad.info. Know the roads before you go. Real-time traffic, webcams, and information from wyoroad.info. Your post-game show is next. This has been Rustler Volleyball on 88.1. This is your Wyoming Department of Transportation post-game show. Know the road before you go. Check it out at wyoroad.info. You can also download the 511 app on your smartphone, and you can check out road and travel conditions with webcams, weather information, and you can do that in real time at wyoroad.info. Central wins in 4, winning 25-12, then 15. Lost the third 25-23, but come back to win the fourth and deciding one to win the match 25-11 to go to 6-5, above 500 for the Rustler volleyball team. And at this juncture in the season, it's been a few years coming for that.
And a stage to even improve on that tomorrow.
Yes, as they will play twice tomorrow. Colorado Northwestern playing their first 2 matches of the season today, unfortunately falling to 0-2. Central led by a trio with 11 kills. Sage Burnson, Ava Rasmussen, and Kinsey Templeton, all with 11 kills on the day today. 7 from Mary Moyle, solid game from her. 4 from Ashley Steffen, 3 from Missy Mortensen. Haley Isom had 1, and Sophie Langer had 1 as well. Central out killing the visitors today, 49-26, the final stat there. Leading the way for Colorado Northwestern, Claudia Sherman's 5 kills. A trio from Emily Badger, Savannah Kazir, and also Isabel Stile. 3 from Maribel Pena as well. 4 from Gabrielle Hertzke. 2 from, let's see, who got 2? Peanut Dryden actually got 2 on the receive end of thing, on one on a dig that came back and another one where she put it over to get a couple. But Central winning it today, out-killing them, as I mentioned, 49-26. 5 service errors on Central, 6 service errors on Colorado Northwestern. Central wins 3-1.
I think a good win for them. Any win's a good win, I think, and this is against a college team, not a club team. I think that's important to note. A team that's probably rebuilding, but I think this win is important confidence-wise, and I think maybe propelling-wise as they outscore them in the cumulative count by a count of 98-63.
Central also getting 8 blocks today, and they got 4 of those from Ava Rasmussen as Central wins it. One more time, I do want to thank our broadcast crew because they're doing this on their own time. Students Wyatt Barichka, Riley Bouillon, and Newmark Rika Franca. They are part of the new media degree at Central Wyoming College under the direction of Professor Amanda Nikoloff. Big thanks to Francis Obakoya keeping the graphics on the screen and changing those out and keeping the stream going and everything else. So a big thanks to them as well. This has been Rustler Volleyball. No radio coverage tomorrow of this, but back on the air on the Rustler Athletics and on the cable TV channel 189 at 9 a.m. tomorrow, CWC versus LCCC. For Joel Kindle, I'm John Gabrielson. This has been Rustler Volleyball 88.1.